This is KVUE News Daybreak.
We may get a little more clarity today on how the state of Texas handles transgender high school athletes. The two proposals being considered today.
And a report claims that the president is considering firing the person in charge of the Russian investigation. This morning, what White House officials are saying about that case.
And a new stunning report about SUVs and their safety, how the headlights could actually be putting you at risk. Good morning and thank you for watching KVUE News Daybreak. I'm Yvonne Nava.
And I'm Brandon Jones in for Brian Mays. It is Tuesday, June 13th. And of course, Yvonne, is going to be another hot one today.
It definitely is. Can I just say I wanted to do everything indoors. I know we have to run errands and stuff. And I was thinking, can we just do it like drive-through style? Erica, we're just going to drive on past the weather center. You're going to give us a forecast, right?
I sure hope so. I hope this next upcoming week goes by fast for you guys because this can be a warm and sticky one also. Lots of Gulf moisture to blame for that. A southeast wind funneling in some light streamer showers this morning east of our viewing area, but we have a 10 to 20% chance of some of those showers popping up mainly east of I-35. So there we are, 10 to 20% chance this afternoon. This is why they'll be spotty, but the best chance will be closer to the coast. Highs today in the lower 90s, another warm day. And it's only going to get warmer from here. 95 by Wednesday. Check out 96 Thursday and Friday. That's going to make your feel like temperatures near 100 degrees for today. Anna Beat has an update on the roads this morning. She's giving you your update on your morning commute.
Absolutely. Good morning. This is a live look at I-35 at East Old Fork. You can see traffic is now heading out the doors. You can see no major congestions. It's flowing quite nicely this morning. And actually, that's the trend for the Austin metro area. No major crashes or incidents to report. So thumbs up. Mopac southbound 45 to downtown, a 14-minute commute. 4 minutes, 22:22 to Cesar Chavez. Brandon and Yvonne, back to you.
All right, thank you so much. Well, Austin ISD board members burned the midnight oil overnight trying to iron out the details for November's bond proposal. The almost billion-dollar bond is not finalized yet, but they're hoping to do that later this week. The version discussed last night offered 14 new or remodeled schools and upgrades to many others, but left out some very important projects. The reason, we're told, is that they're trying to keep it under the $1 billion mark here. Under means no tax increase, over means a definite property tax hike.
We've now gone around and said, okay, we want to have a majority have said one proposition, no tax rate increase. Now the question is, how do we fill that jar up? How do we fill that up? And do you want to do it by putting some sand, big rocks first?
There will be another meeting Wednesday to hopefully finalize their proposed bond.
All right, 5:02 is your time. And happening today, state leaders will talk about transgender high school athletes and their involvement in school sports. KVUE's Jay Wallace joins us live to explain what could be decided today. Jay.
Yeah, well, the University of Interscholastic Sports, or the UIL, they oversee the sports in Texas, and they will be considering two proposals today. One that would allow students to compete in sports based on the gender they identify with. That is a policy that is similar to the NCAA or the IOC, and another one that would clarify the use of testosterone in accordance with a transitioning student that is not a performance-enhancing drug. So this comes after transgender wrestler Mac Beggs from the DFW Metroplex High School Euless Trinity High School won the girls' state wrestling title last spring. He identifies as a man and takes testosterone as part of his transition, but he isn't allowed to wrestle boys. He won the girls' state wrestling championship earlier this year. A speaker from Equity, Texas will be at their meeting this morning asking for the current rules to be changed.
Our rule has worked fine. What we have right now is the issue of performance-enhancing drugs.
I'm frustrated. That times are changing and UIL is still in the dark ages.
The current UIL rules state a student's gender is determined based on the sex listed on the student's birth certificate. Texas is one of just 7 states that prevents students from competing on teams based on the gender they identify with. And that meeting today, it starts at 8, and this discussion will actually be brought up later in the morning at 10:25. We will be out there later this morning, and we will keep you up to date with the latest. Live in Round Rock, Jay Wallace, KVUE News.
All right. Well, this morning, Capitol Hill is preparing for another big day of testimony. Attorney General Jeff Sessions is set to testify in front of the Senate committee, also investigating Russian meddling in the U.S. election. As ABC's Kenneth Moten reports, there's also word this morning that President Trump may order the firing of the new special counsel in the Russian investigation.
This morning, a Trump confidant making a stunning admission.
Well, I think he's considering perhaps terminating the special counsel.
Chris Rudy, CEO of conservative Newsmax, told PBS NewsHour President Trump may order Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein to get rid of Robert Mueller, the special counsel investigating alleged collusion between the Trump campaign and Russia.
I think he's weighing that option. I personally think it would be a very significant mistake, even though I don't think there's a justification.
The White House pushing back, saying that's not the case, and Rudy does not speak for the president. But senior aides confirm Rudy met with Chief Strategist Steve Bannon yesterday.
Welcome to the Department of Justice.
Today, Attorney General Jeff Sessions, forced to recuse himself from overseeing the Russia investigation, set to testify on Capitol Hill.
And nothing but the truth. So help you God.
Sessions expected to take on allegations of perjury during his confirmation hearings for failing to disclose meetings with Russia's ambassador and his role in the firing of FBI Director James Comey. Last week, Comey told the same committee during an Oval Office meeting, President Trump asked Sessions and others to clear the Oval Office.
My sense was the Attorney General knew he shouldn't be leaving, which is why he was lingering.
Comey says once they were alone, Trump asked him to drop the investigation into ex-National Security Advisor Michael Flynn. The Attorney General is expected to invoke executive privilege to keep from publicly discussing his private conversations with the president. Kenneth Moten, ABC News, Washington.
Governor Greg Abbott signed the 2018-2019 budget on Monday, and out of $216 billion in spending, Abbott decided to make about $120 million in cuts. He cut funding for a program that helps low-income Texans repair or replace high-emission vehicles, a program that hands out bonuses to retailers who sell large jackpot tickets, and a measure that pays for bicycle and carpool awareness programs.
And speaking of the governor, out-of-school suspensions are officially banned in Texas. Governor Abbott signed House Bill 674 into law yesterday. This law applies to students pre-K through second grade. It prohibits home suspensions, expulsions, or alternative disciplinary programs for these young students, except in cases involving drugs, weapons, or extreme violence. Governor Abbott says that he hopes this sends the message that Texas wants children to be educated and not in jail. An Austin pastor is in jail this morning, accused of sexually assaulting a child. Police arrested 59-year-old Ruben Garcia in Buda yesterday. Garcia is an associate pastor at Betania Baptist Church, that's in southeast Austin. He's charged with 2 counts of sexual assault of a child and 1 count of indecency with the child by sexual contact. Police are asking to hear from anyone who believes their child may have had inappropriate contact with Garcia.
Well, today we could learn the name of the person killed in a deadly wreck on I-35 in Kyle last night. Officers say a moving truck slammed into the back of an 18-wheeler. The passenger in the moving truck died. Medics transported the driver to the hospital. That driver and the driver of the 18-wheeler are expected to be okay. The cause of the crash is still under investigation. Crews, by the way, they shut down the highway for 4 hours while they investigated, but everything is back up and running smoothly this morning.
Well, if you drive an SUV, listen up. A new test finds that most mid-size SUVs have unsafe headlights. The Insurance Institute for Highway Safety tested a total of 37 mid-size SUVs, and more than half of them didn't even measure up to the test. They either didn't light up on the road or far enough where they caused a glare for oncoming drivers. 2 received a good rating, 12 were rated acceptable, another 12 were rated marginal, and 11 were rated poor. The 2017 Kia Sorento actually had the worst visibility. The group recommends buying vehicles with headlights rated good or acceptable. You can head over to our website, KVUE.com, to find out if your vehicle actually made the cut.
I need to check that out myself. Okay, take a look at this video. Dangerous weather brewed across northern Colorado yesterday. Major cities including Fort Collins and Greeley were on tornado watch until 8 p.m. as forecasters warned residents to be on the lookout for the extreme weather. Storm chasers caught this video of the hail and tornadoes that touched down in the storm's range in both Colorado and Wyoming. All right, Erica, there's a lot going on there, and I'm sure, I mean, you've lived there, so you know.
Yes.
You've covered the tornadoes in Colorado.
That's right. You get some good storms on the Colorado plains. Not the case here in central Texas. Here we get the humidity at this time of the year and the heat. That's exactly what we're talking about today. Temperatures in the mid to upper 70s. Right now, 77 at Camp Mabry. It's a warm start to your morning. A degree cooler for ABIA, and dew points are a couple degrees stickier than yesterday. So let's talk about not the temperatures. Let's talk about how it's going to feel outside today. For this morning, for your commuting plan, say you're heading to work, it's sticky. It already feels like we're in the lower 80s. Now, lunchtime plans, 93-degree feel-like temperatures in your forecast. This afternoon, it's going to feel like 100 degrees. This is just about the first day where our heat index values will be at 100 degrees. But we're talking a long stretch into the weekend that's possible. I'll let you know just how long this heat will last. Coming up, back to you.
There you have it there, redemption for the Golden State Warriors. Fans going crazy and fireworks in California after winning the NBA Finals. Now, former Longhorn Kevin Durant is the MVP in his first year with the Warriors. He left Oklahoma City for a championship, and he got one. Last night, 39 points helped the Warriors defeat the Cavs 129-120.
Yeah, I hear all the narratives throughout the season. I was joining, I was hopping on bandwagons, I was letting everybody else do the work, but they didn't. That was far from the truth.
Okay, so we're going to have more on the new NBA champs coming up in the next hour. And Yvonne here, I hear you're going to be sharing your favorite moment from last night's game.
Epic. They are epic. Yeah, I know all the lingo.
Okay. Lingo.
All right. Well, still ahead. A picture going viral is sparking outrage.
Yeah, you may have seen a Huskies coach shaved all the way down except for his head. Is it safe? What vets are saying about this morning.
And with Greg Kelly's case now in question, one of the jurors who convicted him is having second thoughts. What he's saying about where the case stands now.